A very good morning. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I'm Smriti Rastogi with breakfast news. In the next 30 minutes, we will get you all the latest news from national, international, business and sports front. But before all the details, a quick look at the top headlines. Campaigning for the first phase of Gujarat elections to end at 5 p.m. today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, Smriti Irani, Yogi Adityanath, star campaigners for BJP. Congress charged to be led by former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Jyotiraditya Scindia, voting on December 9th. Justice delayed is justice denied, says Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu on decision to disqualify rebel JDU MPs Sharad Yadav and Ali Anwar. Explains disqualification of member of legislature should be decided within 3 months to prevent political defections. National Green Tribunal directs Delhi and neighbouring states to file detailed action plan to tackle air pollution by today. Says pollution never at normal level in the national capital. US President Donald Trump recognizes Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, directs beginning process of constructing US embassy there. Palestinian president calls it deplorable. World leaders criticize the move. India says its position on Palestine is independent and consistent and not determined by any third country. And India's stun Olympic silver medalist Belgium in shootout to enter semi-final of the Hockey World League. Cricket team wins Test series against Sri Lanka after last match in Delhi ends in a draw. First, all the election news from Gujarat. The high-octane campaign for the first phase of assembly polls in Gujarat will end today. According to the Election Code of Conduct, parties will be barred from holding public meetings or rallies after 5 p.m. A total of 89 seats out of 182 spanning the Saurashtra, Kutch and South Gujarat regions will go to polls in the first phase. 977 candidates are in the fray in this phase, including 57 women. BJP is contesting on all the 89 seats, while on Congress 87 for this phase. Prominent candidates in the fray for the Saturday battle include Chief Minister Vijay Rupani, who is contesting from Rajkot West, against Congress's Indranil Rajguru, Shakti Singh Gohil from Mandvi and Paresh Dhanani from Amreli, both from the Congress. Voting for the first phase will be held on 9th of December. Elections in Gujarat will be held in 2 phases on 9th and 14th December. The counting of the votes will be held on December 18th. On the last day of campaigning for the Phase 1, political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo voters. Several rallies and public meetings are lined up through the day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe members of the BJP in poll-bound state. He will also listen to their concerns on Cyclone Oki. Prime Minister will connect with 10,000 party workers on their mobile phones through audio bridge technology and directly interact with the divisional heads of the party's SC and ST units in the state. Besides this, the Prime Minister will also address a public meeting in Surat. Prime Minister's Surat rally was postponed on Wednesday in the view of Cyclone Oki. BJP President Amit Shah is also scheduled to address 4 rallies in the state. Shah will address 2 rallies in Mahisagar district, while 1 each in Patan and Gandhinagar. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath too will hold rallies in several districts including Somnath and Rajkot East. Apart from this, Union Minister Smriti Irani and many other senior BJP leaders will also address public meetings. Meanwhile, Congress will also continue its campaign, while former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh will address a press conference in Rajkot. He will also interact with teachers, professors and professionals. Congress leader Anand Sharma will hold a press conference in Vadodara. Randeep Surjewala too will address a press meeting in Ahmedabad. Jyotiraditya Scindia will hold a public meeting in Bharuch and Vadodara. And for more on this, we'll go across to our correspondent Panchanan Mishra. Panchanan, today is the last day for campaigning for the first phase of elections in Gujarat. What is the campaign schedule like for the day?
Exactly, Smriti. Few hours are left for the campaigning for the first phase for this Gujarat Assembly elections. And all the big leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is campaigning on this last day also. He will be in Surat around 1 p.m. He will hold rally. This rally was postponed due to that cyclone Oki. But now Prime Minister is also here. And he is also addressing SC/ST Morcha members and also will listen to the plight regarding this Oki cyclone. The schedule for other leaders, including the other BJP leaders, BJP party president Amit Shah is also campaigning here in Gujarat. Ex-Prime Minister and Congress leader Manmohan Singh will be here in Gujarat and in Surat will be holding a press conference. So on the last day, all the leaders are banking on the last effort to woo the voters. And this is a crucial election, you may say, that ahead of the Lok Sabha election 2019. This assembly election is crucial for both BJP and Congress. While Narendra Modi is not directly involved in election, but he is holding no stone unturned to influence the voters and talking to voters regarding the development agenda and the rule of 22 years in Gujarat that was dedicated to development. And he is saying that farmers should not worry because he has provided water through canals, while earlier to 22 years ago where there were no water and Congress was providing only hand pumps. So this is the agenda of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and on the other hand, Rahul Gandhi is looking too aggressive in this election campaign also because he is tweeting regularly. Today he also tweeted, it's the 9th day of regular tweet, and he asked the questions to Prime Minister Narendra Modi regarding the farmers and the exact price
one
of
more
their
question
crop.
I have for you. Who are the big leaders whose fate will be sealed as the state votes in the first phase of polling on Saturday?
Rajkot West is the prominent seat from where the chief ministerial candidate Vijay Rupani is holding election from there. And from Kutch, as you said, that Shakti Singh Gohil will be going for the poll. And this Kutch region, Kutch, Saurashtra and South Gujarat is going for poll, and many big leaders are there in this phase, because in the 89 seat in this entire region for first phase, BJP was holding 66 seats in the earlier 2012 election. But the Patidar issue and the issue of farmers will be going to play a crucial role, and it has to be seen how this community votes, because it's totally dependent that how the BJP will perform in this phase.
Thank you so much, Panchanan, for joining us and giving us all those details. Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi accused the Congress of linking the Ram temple issue to the Lok Sabha elections and also attacked senior leader Kapil Sibbal's arguments in the Supreme Court for deferring the hearing of the matter till 2019 polls. However, both Congress and Waqf Board have cleared their stand over the matter. Sibbal said he did not represent the Waqf Board in the court. Here are the details.
સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટ પર તમે બીજી વકીલની દલીલો કરો ને ભાઈ, બંધારણની કલમો ટાંકો. લોકસભાની ચૂંટણી છે માટે અને કોઈ વકફ બોર્ડ ચૂંટણી લડે છે ભાઈ? કોંગ્રેસ વાળા કહે છે આ તો કપિલ સિબ્બલનો પોતાના વિચારો છે. શું વકફ બોર્ડ ચૂંટણી લડે છે? ચૂંટણી લડવાના વિચારો વકફ બોર્ડના છે? અરે ચૂંટણી કોંગ્રેસ પાર્ટી લડે છે, અને તમને લાગે છે કે સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટની અંદર રામ મંદિરનો જે કંઈ નિર્ણય થાય એના કારણે એમને રાજકીય લાભ અને ગેરલાભ આ જોવાનું કે ભારતનું ભલું થાય એ જોવાનું હોય.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi commenting on Kapil Sibbal's court argument that the hearing on the Ayodhya case be deferred till the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The Prime Minister was addressing an election rally in Gujarat's Dhanduka, where he questioned the logic behind Sibbal's argument, asking how the two issues are linked.
સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટની અંદર રામ મંદિરનો જે કંઈ નિર્ણય થાય એના કારણે એમને રાજકીય લાભ અને ગેરલાભ આ જોવાનું કે ભારતનું ભલું થાય એ જોવાનું હોય.
However, the Sunni Waqf Board was quick to disown Kapil Sibal's argument and said it had never asked for deferment of the case till 2019. Even the Congress party has distanced itself from Sibal's stand, stating he was there as a lawyer and not a party person.
कपिल साहब तो मेरे ज़रूर वकील हैं, मगर सवाल ये है कि हमारे उनके वर्ड्स से कभी ये भी झलकता है कि वो एक किसी पार्टी के लीडर हैं। मैं वकील की हैसियत से उनको जानता हूँ, मैं पार्टी की हैसियत से नहीं जानता हूँ, लेकिन उनका कहना गलत है। मैं चाहता हूँ इस मसले को जल्द से जल्द फैसला हो जाए। बस
सर, क्या आपको लगता है कि आप लोगों से बात करके उन्होंने ये बात करी?
बात तो बहुत हुई थी, लेकिन ये बातें सामने नहीं आई थी।
सोच के बोलना चाहिए, मेरी सलाह है उनको, क्योंकि उनके तो कैबिनेट के कुलीग्स हैं जिन्होंने पता नहीं किस किस के मुकदमे लिए हैं। मैंने अभी बताया, पत्रकार सम्मेलन में भी बताया। तो अगर उनको सिद्धांतिक रूप में आपत्ति है कि कौन वकील किसका मुकदमा लड़े, अगर वो किसी दल का हो तो दल कार्रवाई करे, तो कर लो कार्रवाई फिर अपने मंत्रियों पर।
Kapil Sibal, reacting to the controversy around his court argument, said he never represented the Sunni Waqf Board in the matter.
कल जब हमारी पेशी हुई तो मैं सुन्नी वक्फ बोर्ड को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहा था। अच्छा होता कि हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी पहले जानकारी करते और फिर कुछ बयान देते। दूसरी बात है कि जहां तक राम मंदिर का सवाल है, तो हमारी आस्था तो भगवान पे है। जब भगवान चाहेगा तभी राम मंदिर बनेगा।
On Tuesday, the Supreme Court had adjourned the hearing in the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid title dispute case to 8th of February next year. The apex court also rejected the submission of the Sunni Waqf Board and others that the hearing of appeals in the case be conducted in July 2019 after the general elections. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The other big story of the day is US President Donald Trump's announcement that the US now recognizes Jerusalem as Israel's capital. India has reacted to that development. MEA spokesperson Ravish Kumar has said India's position on Palestine is independent and consistent. It is shaped by our views and interests and not determined by any third country. It is noteworthy that Prime Minister Narendra Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Israel in July this year. The relationship between the two nations was elevated to strategic. However, prior to Prime Minister's landmark visit to Israel, he had hosted Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in Delhi. At a joint press meeting in Hyderabad House, Prime Minister Modi had emphasized India's support for an independent Palestinian state. And earlier, making that big announcement on Jerusalem, Donald Trump overturning decades of official US policy. Trump described the move as long overdue to advance the Middle East peace process. While Israel called the move historic, there has been sharp international criticism. The United Nations Security Council will meet on Friday to discuss the issue. The fate of the ancient city is one of the thorniest issues between Israel and Palestinians.
Defying overwhelming global opposition and warnings, US President Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital on Wednesday and announced plans to relocate the US embassy there from Tel Aviv. However, he said he still supported a two-state solution to the conflict if approved by both sides, which would essentially see the creation of an independent Palestinian state living alongside Israel.
But today we finally acknowledge the obvious, that Jerusalem is Israel's capital. This is nothing more or less than a recognition of reality. It is also the right thing to do.
Trump argued that delaying recognition and the embassy move had not brought peace any closer. Trump stressed that he was not stipulating how much of Jerusalem should be considered Israel's capital, nor ruling out a future division of the city. Palestinians see East Jerusalem as a capital of their own future state.
we are not taking a position of any final status issues, including the specific boundaries of the Israeli sovereignty in Jerusalem or the resolution of contested borders. Those questions are up to the parties involved.
While Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the announcement as an important step towards peace, seizing on the opportunity to call on other countries to join the US in recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas called the decision deplorable, adding it will aid extremist organizations to wage wars.
We're profoundly grateful for the President for his courageous and just decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to prepare for the opening of the U.S. Embassy here. This decision reflects the President's commitment to an ancient but enduring truth, to fulfilling his promises, and to advancing peace.
إن هذه الإجراءات المستنكرة والمرفوضة تشكل تقويضا متعمدا لجميع الجهود المبذولة من أجل تحقيق السلام وتمثل إعلانا بانسحاب الولايات المتحدة.
The announcement provoked condemnation from US allies and a furious reaction from the Muslim world. Turkey, Jordan, Egypt and Lebanon criticized it. Demonstrations were also seen outside US consulates in Ankara and Istanbul. British Prime Minister Theresa May said the decision was unhelpful for peace prospects. French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel also condemned the move. China and Russia also expressed concern that the move could lead to escalation of tensions in the region. UN Security Council has convened a meeting on Friday in the wake of this announcement.
Jerusalem is a final status issue that must be resolved through direct negotiations between the two parties on the basis of the relevant Security Council and General Assembly resolutions, taking into account the legitimate concerns of both the Palestinian and the Israeli sides.
Trump's decision upends 7 decades of US foreign policy that has resisted a recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital before the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is resolved. While Trump says the move was a fulfillment of another campaign promise, the decision could hinder the peace process and increase security risks in a region that is already on the edge. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some more news. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has spoke out on his reportedly swift decision to disqualify rebel JDU MPs Sharad Yadav and Ali Anwar. On 4th December, Chairman Naidu disqualified the 2 JDU rebels from Rajya Sabha on a petition filed by the JDU on September 2nd. The decision was one of the most prompt ones taken in the history of the Rajya Sabha. However, some left leaders questioned the motive, stating that justice delayed is justice denied. The chairman said disqualification of a member of the legislature should be decided by the presiding officer in about 3 months to thwart political defections. He also said that such applications were dragged with a view to save the membership of the persons who have otherwise incurred disqualification, or even to save the government, which enjoys majority only because of such type of persons. The JDU had sought disqualification of Sharad Yadav and Ansari, claiming that they revolted against the party.
I passed an order on a disqualification within 3 months. And then I gave a strong opinion at the end saying that such petitions should be decided in around 3 months. Because the disqualification petitions that are filed, some of them were pending 4 years. And then order is given after 4 years, 6 months, because 6 months anyhow, again you are going for election. There were instances where people have to go to Supreme Court. So when I passed this order, I thought there will be welcome across the country, of course. People are welcoming it. Some people question why this anarchicity? Why this anarchicity within the three months the chairman has given order? The justice delayed is denied.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has asked business leaders to making investment in infrastructure sector to build India a stronger nation. Jaitley said private investment along with public and foreign investment, is key to boost growth and create job opportunities. The finance minister was holding his pre-budget consultation meeting with representatives of Indian trade and industry on Wednesday. Highlighting the importance of investment in infrastructure sector, Jaitley said that government has taken various steps in this regard and has also set up the National Investment and Infrastructure Fund, among others. Jaitley later also held pre-budget consultations with stakeholder groups from the social sector. In his address, Jaitley said the government is fully committed to ensuring cost-effective fund utilization of the welfare schemes spanning the various social sector ministries. The finance minister also agreed with stakeholders' demand that administrative ministries should release welfare scheme funds on priority to the beneficiaries. The Reserve Bank of India has kept the repo rate unchanged for its fifth bi-monthly policy for the financial year 2017 and 18. The Apex Bank raised the inflation forecast for the remainder of the current fiscal year to 4.3 to 4.7%. The RBI also retained the economic growth forecast for the current fiscal to 6.7%. Here are the details.
The central bank did not bring reprieve to loan borrowers as the monetary policy panel voted in favor of a status quo. The repo rate, or the rate at which RBI lends to the banks, has been retained at 6% and reverse repo rate at 5.75%. The cash reserve ratio, which is the amount of deposits banks park with RBI, is also unchanged at 4%.
The MPC took note of the upside pressures from food and fuel prices on evolving cost of living conditions and inflation expectations. Our surveys indicate that corporates are also contending with rising input cost conditions and higher risks of pass-through to retail prices in the near term.
The RBI has also said that shortfalls in Kharif production and Rabi sowing pose downside risks to the outlook for agriculture. However, it indicated pickup in credit growth in recent months and stressed that recapitalization of public sector banks may help improve credit flows further.
That large distressed borrowers are being referenced to the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code proceedings. Public sector banks are being recapitalized, and this should enhance allocative efficiency. In the view of the MPC, all these factors should help to create conducive financial conditions for nurturing higher growth.
Reacting to the announcement, Sensex closed 205 points lower at 32,597, while Nifty fell 74 points to 10,044. Industry leaders also seemed disappointed.
We feel sad, the industry is sad that the RBI has only been focusing and concentrating on containing the inflation. If you see the inflation for the last many months, that the inflation is absolutely under control.
5 of 6 MPC members voted in favor of a status quo, while 1 voted for a policy rate reduction of 25 basis points. The committee had last cut the key lending rate by 25 basis points in August this year.
The RBI has left its policy stance neutral. That leaves the door open for a rate move at its next meeting in February. The RBI has also cautioned of lurking inflation worries amid signs of surging fuel prices. Reporting from Delhi, with camera person DK Pandey, I'm Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
On to some more news. The National Green Tribunal on Wednesday directed the Delhi and its neighbouring states of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan governments to file a detailed action plan by today to tackle air pollution. The tribunal observed that air pollution was never at the normal level in Delhi. It has asked the Aam Aadmi Party government to file a detailed report, including details of exemptions given in the vehicle rationing plan. The Green Panel also directed the Chief Secretary of the Delhi government to sit with all the concerned officials, including those of the municipalities, and come up with a comprehensive plan. Earlier, the Delhi government had filed its action plan to combat pollution before the Green Panel. The government in its plan recommended a list of measures to check pollution, including a complete halt on construction activities, entry of trucks and implementation of odd-even plan, among other steps. The NGT had on December 4th criticised the Aam Aadmi Party government for not filing a comprehensive action plan on the ways to deal with the severe air pollution in the city. And on to some more international news. The Time magazine has named the Silence Breakers its Person of the Year for 2017, referring to those individuals, mostly women, who came forward to publicly expose patterns of sexual harassment and assault by powerful public figures in America. Those recognized by Time range from famous actresses who took on disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein to ordinary women who shared their stories of abuse using the hashtag #MeToo and its foreign language equivalents. One of the figures singled out by Time, Ashley Judd, was the first actress who came forward on the record to make accusations against Weinstein. Though Weinstein has denied the charges, investigations have been launched. US President Donald Trump was runner-up in the ranking ahead of the Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. And a look at all the other international developments in World Wrap. Second phase of the elections in Nepal is taking place in 45 districts, including Kathmandu Valley and southern plains of Nepal, also known as Tarai. Polling, which began at 7 a.m., will continue till 5 p.m. 15,344 polling centres have been set out for more than 12.2 million voters. First phase of the polls were held in 32 districts on November 26th. Elections will elect 175 members of the parliament and 350 members of provincial assemblies in 7 provinces for a 5-year term. Russian President Vladimir Putin will seek another term in next year's elections. He made the announcement in a speech to workers at a car factory in Volga city. Putin has been in power since 2000, earlier either as a president or prime minister. If he wins the March election, he will be eligible to serve until 2024. Homes are being consumed by large fires spreading across the Southern California countryside in the US. Firefighters are tackling the blaze as residents flee the affected areas as the attempts at controlling the spread of the fire remain unsuccessful. Videos uploaded to social media show commuters driving along the freeway while the fires burnt around them. And now the news from sports. England will take on Argentina and Germany will face Netherlands in the last 2 quarterfinals at the Hockey World League final being played in Bhubaneswar. In the first quarterfinal, Australia had defeated Spain 4-1. India entered the semi-final with a thrilling 3-2 shootout victory over Belgium on Wednesday. The scores were tied 3-3 at regulation time. India scored through Gurjant Singh, Harmanpreet Singh and Rupinder Pal Singh. India, who had an inconsistent run in the pool stages of the tournament, finished bottom of Pool B with 1 point from their 3 matches. Belgium, on the other hand, were in prime form, topping Pool A with 9 points. They are also the Olympic silver medalist. The third and the final test between India and Sri Lanka ended in a draw. India, however, won the 3-match series 1-0. Dhananjay De Silva scored a century that helped Lanka to end the final match in a draw. Roshan Silva and Niroshan Dekwela batted till the end, with Roshan scoring 74 not out and Dekwela scored 44. The Lankans started the day on Wednesday with 7 wickets in hand and a whole day to bat. Ravindra Jadeja dismissed Angelo Matthews early in the day. After lunch, Ravichandran Ashwin got skipper Dinesh Chandimal on 36 runs, but the Lankans managed to score 299 runs for the loss of 5 wickets to end the game in a draw.
Not sure if there was an edge.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. Keep watching Rajya Sabha television.